So the infinity line.
Yes, tell me
So
about
what
it.
was your question about the
Okay,
infinity
how
line?
does the infinity line works on the program that you're doing?
Okay, so let's say the program is gonna launch in 2 minutes, right? So you're getting ready to sign up, and the infinity line is $25 and $50. Okay, so
That's the cost. And why is 55? I mean, 25 and 50.
25 is the
What does
first
that mean?
level, $50 is the second level,
So I sign up for 25 and 55 both?
25 and 50. Yeah. So a total of $75.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's an annual $25 fee.
So it's a total of 100 for
Total of
minimum
$100 to be
level.
part of the
Mm-hmm.
infinity line. And in those infinity lines, like the $25 level and the $50 level, they come with educational products too.
Mm-hmm.
So the educational products teaches you about Bitcoin, about crypto, personal development, how to grow business, how to start business, and all this good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's technology, the education, and Bitcoin. But okay, your question about infinity line,
So the infinity line, okay, so let's say I go in with the $75 and the 25 annual fee. So it's a total of 100, right?
right?
And then how to explain that part? Like, let's say I sign right here and then someone in the world
Okay.
signs right under
So if
me.
the
I
second
don't
you
have to recruit, right? I
no,
mean,
you don't
that's
have
me.
to recruit. The second you register into the infinity line, like let's say you're it's gonna launch, right? And you're ready to sign up right away when it launches. This is your benefit. You sign up, $25 and $50. You're at the front of the line, wherever this line is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then is gonna sign up in that program right behind you, in somebody in the whole world, whoever it is. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just people who you sign up, it's anybody in the
Mm-hmm.
whole entire world.
When we talk about the infinity line,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. So this is why it's going to be crazy when it launches, because everybody's going to be signing up. So you're right here, right? So now when you sign up, you're right here. Somebody else comes in right behind you. Boom, $25, $50, you get it back right away. So less than 1 second, you're going to make your money back right away. And you go all the way back to the blind. So this is where it's important, because if you register right when the company launches and you go all the way back to that line, during this time, when you're going back, there's still going to be people registering or not registering on time. So that's your benefit, because you register, you go to the back of the line. So maybe there's, I don't know, maybe 500 people in now, right? And then you're getting pushed back up to the front of the line because there's still people joining in behind you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you're next up. You get that $25 and $50 again. You go all the way back to the line. Maybe there's 5,000 people now, right? Behind you. They're still registering or coming in. Now you're getting pushed back up again. So when you hit that spot one again, another $25, $50. Okay? And now you go all the way back to the line. But eventually, this is my theory, it just makes sense. Eventually, the signups are going to stop,
Mm-hmm.
or it's going to slow down,
Mm-hmm.
right? After the first day, after the first week, it's going to slow down. So you might be number 50,000, whatever, 100,000. And sure, there's going to be thousands of other people coming into the business later on, but it's not going to be like when it launched, right?
As fast as
Right,
that same
exactly.
day.
Exactly, because when it launched, of course, everybody's getting in. But if you wait like a week, 2 weeks, or a month, or a year, of course, it's going to slow down. So the chances of you getting that $25 and $50 again it's going to take
Very
forever.
slim.
So I tell people, don't even get in if you're not going to recruit. Just purchase Bitcoin and invest in Bitcoin and keep it in your wallet and let it grow that way. But right now, what they're doing is testing that infinity line, so they might change it up how it works, so that those $25 and $50 people can get more of that, so that they don't have to recruit. So my
That
theory,
means more people will sign up on Infinity Line that are not interested on doing the business
some
or the recruiting and all of that. So they have more. It's like opening a door for more and more.
you could it's a design so that people who don't want to recruit can get in, but also people who want to recruit. So there's positives on both ends.
Okay.
So
So buying Bitcoin. Talk about Bitcoin.
just investing into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the year, Bitcoin was about $10,000.
This year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? It's at 35 right now.
Well, the beginning of last
Last
year,
year, I was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, it was like $10,000. So if you would have had, let's
let's
say,
say
a
last,
thousand dollars in,
okay, last year, if you would have had $1,000 in Bitcoin,
yeah, now it's about 40,000. So you four times the amount of whatever you invested. So if you had $1,000 in last year, you'd have $4,000 right now from doing nothing.
mm.
So
So it's at 40,000, close to 40,000
four
right
hundred
now.
percent increase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you see, or what are the experts saying about the increase this year?
So the experts, they've been on point every single time it happened.
Mm.
So it happens every 4 years. It's called the bull run, and that's what's happening right now.
This is the year that it's gonna happen.
It happened. It's already happening right now.
All
That's
right.
why. That's
That's why it's
why.
going up. Oh,
Mhm.
we're on the
We're
7th
yeah. We were
of the
just at
year.
Bitcoin was just at
It was
20,000,
2023 or something like that
18,000. Yeah. Now
when we
it's.
finished the year, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's been growing every day. Um, experts says at first
Oh, you're
last
right.
week or 2 weeks ago, experts they were saying that it was supposed to go for 2021 to 100,000. Now they're saying 300,000.
So
So
let's say I invest $100
yeah, if you invest a
today.
$100, so you gotta do the math. Let's say it's at 40,000.
I buy. It's not invest. I
You
buy
invest.
Bitcoin,
You're buying Bitcoin, which
and
is
it's
an
an
investment.
investment. Okay. So I bought Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin.
But
100. I bought
bingo,
Bitcoin.
bingo.
Hold on.
Okay.
I buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
$100 of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So the projections is I'm gonna get $400 per se at the end of the year.
That's only if let's say 40. Let's say Bitcoin is 40,000 right now. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're expecting $400, then that means the price of Bitcoin would be $160,000. 40, 80, 120, 160. Yeah.
48. If it grows for no, if I buy 100.
If you buy $100
Mm-hmm.
worth, and if you're expecting $400 worth,
Increase. No, no,
in
increase.
to $400.
No, you said it was gonna go to four in the 400s or something like that.
No.
The projections for this year.
Oh, if you buy in at $100, right? It depends when you buy in. If you buy in right now
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
at $100, and right now Bitcoin is about $40,000, and you can expect it to go to 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever 300,000 divided by 40,000 is, what is that like? 40 times 8 or 7. So it's about it's, I don't know, 40. That's 28. $280,000, right? So that's 7 times 40,000. So what you would do is 7 times your $100. So you'd come out with maybe $800 because
At the end of the year.
that's only if Bitcoin goes
To
to
300 or 400,
three.
you know.
Yes,
Okay, let's say
but you
it
should
goes to
be.
100. Let's say I buy $100 of
Then
Bitcoin
you'd
right
come out
now.
with about $370
Okay, at the end of the
from
year.
doing nothing.
Yeah.
If it goes there, not it's not just the end of the year. It could go there tomorrow, next week. It could go
I
there
see what you
whenever.
mean. And
It's
as
not
much
by
as it's
year.
growing, my money is growing with it. My
Exactly.
Bitcoin is growing.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, I see. Well, that's cool.
It's crazy.
Okay,
It's
tell me
crazy.
about where to buy Bitcoin. Where do I go to buy
For
Bitcoin?
USA,
Mm-hmm.
Coinbase. Coinbase.
Coinbase.com
Yeah.
or
No, it's an
just
app.
Coinbase? Oh, it's an app.
It's
Okay,
an
so
app.
install the app
It's a high
and buy
security
it.
app. Yeah.
High security.
But okay, so you don't want to store any of your crypto or Bitcoin in an exchange wallet. So Coinbase is where you can purchase all different kinds of cryptocurrency, and they also have what's called a wallet. That's where you can store your Bitcoin or
So,
Ethereum or
okay, so you have a wallet from Coinbase.
yes.
Okay.
But Coinbase is also an exchange. An exchange is where you can buy crypto, right? And then they allow you to have a wallet there. The thing about that is that the wallet is controlled from Coinbase,
Hmm.
right? So if they see any like suspicious activity or it triggers something, just like your bank account, right?
Like,
If
let's
people try
say
to,
I have $100 and all of a sudden I'm exchanging it and sending it to somebody else, or what would be suspicious activity?
okay, so normal activity for an account where it's only like $100 or $1,000 exchanging back and forth, that's completely fine. But you're talking about like a large amount going in and out, like, and it's not your normal activity, that would be seen as suspicious activity. So when there's programs like this coming out, Bitlocity, there's other programs there in the past
Hmm.
where they have a lucrative compensation plan where you can earn $100,000 from one buy from one person. So if you get an instant $100,000 into your wallet and you've never had that kind of money coming in, that is suspicious activity. So if it's on an exchange like Coinbase, you risk it being shut down without any reason, anything. They don't have to answer you. So people like myself, we have a wallet called Ledger, a Ledger wallet.
Hmm.
It's a hard device like a USB
Hmm.
port, and you carry it around with you in your pocket or whatever. So you keep all your crypto in that device. So that's the only way that you can make sure that your money
It's secure.
is 100% secure. The world is changing. Everybody's gonna have that. Everything. The I just put something on the group. All the They just passed the law and act where all these banks have to go through like a security measure with crypto now. And they're gonna
What?
allow all their like ATMs and all that to
In the
allow
banks?
purchase with crypto, purchase with Bitcoin,
Really?
and yeah. So they have to go through all these extra security measures now and change up everything in their banks.
Have you done this in the past?
Long time ago, yeah,
What
yeah.
was your experience?
Long time ago, I've got scammed from a couple companies. Yeah, yeah. So
Well,
that's
how do?
why I stopped.
Oh, okay. So how do you? Did you get any like a good from any of the companies? Like,
Yeah, so one time I did it because I was helping out a friend. I
mm-hmm.
didn't know nothing about it, and
Okay.
then I got them into my business, so that's why I did it. Because before I was against it. Even I told you I was against it,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say, I want real hard cash money when I do business. I don't. Why do I want crypto? You
Mm-hmm.
know. So I actually had a good amount of a good amount of Bitcoin. So I would, I don't know, I would be, if I had that Bitcoin still, I had at least 12 Bitcoins. So if you did even 10 times 40,000 today, that's like 400,000. So,
Oh,
so yeah, that company was more of a, I don't remember the name, but it was more of a pool sharing, the style of investing. So it was a little different than.
so what is it that you like more about Velocity?
Okay, so it's for Bitlocity, it's the first company where they're attaching educational products with cryptocurrency, which is for them they're using Bitcoin as their currency. So there's not. This is the first time ever. So all the other companies that's been out there,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have an educational product attached to each level that you purchase. So before you could purchase the levels, but there was nothing attached to it. So you purchase the levels so that you can earn on those levels by recruiting other people or by um, what they call spillovers and pass ups from other members who didn't purchase that level. So it would go to you because you purchased that level. So for this, here's why Bitlocity is even more, I guess, lucrative. Let's say I'm in at $100 level, right? And I sign up somebody. This is called, this is part of the uni level comp plan. This is one part of the comp plan. If somebody comes in at $200, $500, $1,000, I get all of that, even though I'm in only at $100. So, and then if they keep going all the way up to 100,000, I still get that. So that in other programs, you can. You if you're in at $100, you only can earn at $100. And if you sign somebody up at $1,000, that $1,000 passes you, goes up to the next person who's positioned, who purchased that $1,000. So with this Bitlocity, you don't have to have. You can earn on. I mean, you can earn on whatever level, and it doesn't matter what level you're on. So that's one side of the compensation plan. Now the other side is what I really like. So you have to be leveled at whatever level you want to earn at. So if I'm at the $1,000 level, and let's say that's the name is Ruby, at the Ruby level, and I sponsor somebody in, or somebody from my team sponsors somebody else, and so on, right? Um, if I want to make that $1,000 at the Ruby level, I have to be positioned there. So if somebody below, somebody I sponsor, somebody below me, if they go in above $1,000, I don't get that. Yeah.
So, for someone like me that I don't want to recruit nobody, so your suggestion is not that I don't want to, but I don't know much how, so I don't want to talk about it. Um, I do get excited about it because I do know it's where it's going. I know it's the way. I know we'll eventually be there. Like everybody, it's going to be the norm, eventually. So we're just pretty much ahead, and not ahead because we're already behind some of us. But let's say I don't know how to recruit people because I already found myself in many different business or things. I found myself not being a good recruiter.
Yeah.
So your suggestion is before my battery dies, your suggestion is just to buy Bitcoin and be passive, let it grow.
Okay. So for you specifically, if you feel that's about yourself, simply just buy Bitcoin and let it sit there. But buy on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. Don't touch it. Don't withdraw. Just buy it.
So let's say I buy $50 every so
Yeah,
often.
buy every $50. Set it up. You can set it up for reoccurring every 2 weeks, every month, whatever. And your Bitcoin's gonna grow. It's basically like having so you have a savings and checking account, right? In your savings account, they give you like 0.01 interest annual every
Yeah,
year,
it's
right?
nothing. It's
So
horrible.
this is the same thing like a bank in a way, but it's a high
Higher
interest rate,
interest,
right?
yeah.
So you get a ton of
But higher.
more out of it.
So what? Oh,
I was gonna say somebody with your mindset, but even though you have a ton of connections, like for you specifically, I think you can hit the market pretty hard because we have everything in Spanish, but also
yeah, I wanted to check all of that out.
but also that's why I like this Bitlocity, because each level has educational products. So you purchase those products and you learn how to recruit. You learn what Bitcoin is, Ethereum is. You learn, how to market. You learn all of that, the personal development as well. So that's why I like it, because some people get into business and they just focus on, I want to make money, but they don't know how to make money, because they don't want to go study.
But if I want to just make it to be something passive, then the idea be just make a recurring purchase. Yeah, like be purchasing Bitcoin constantly.
Yep.
Like
There's
so, it's just gonna be growing by itself, but I'm investing. It's like my way to invest. Let's say $10 every week, or $100 to start, and then add $10 every so
I,
often, or $50 every so often.
if you're gonna do an investment reoccurring, then yes, do that. But if you're just gonna do it one time, I wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But because the whole point isn't to acquire a large amount of money, it's the whole point is to acquire Bitcoin
Value.
because the value of Bitcoin goes up. So when people
Right. I mean,
say, "Oh,
you
I have $1,000," okay, you have $1,000, but how much Bitcoin do you have? So the whole point is trying to get a large amount of Bitcoin.
it's not what you're collecting at the point. It's not what you're collecting at the time, but it's what you're purchasing. How much Bitcoin you're buying,
Yeah, you're buying
because it's
exactly.
not what you already have. Oh, I already have 1,000 in there,
Mm.
or it's not. But if you're constantly buying, eventually you won't have 1,000. You have way more than
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So
I
some
see.
people get caught up in that when they join different programs and say, "Oh, whoa, all of a sudden I got $2,000 or $3,000," but then you ask them, "Well, how much Bitcoin do you have?" So that's the end goal because eventually, um, Bitcoin will only be available to a certain amount of people. It's gonna run out. It's not like everybody in the world can have it. So that's why the
Really?
value, and people don't know that, and that's why the value of it keeps going up, because there's people out there that are called, like I explained earlier, Bitcoin miners.
Yeah.
So they mine.
Ooh, I want to talk about
I
that.
don't
Let me
know.
cut this. Well, but I want to talk about that part. I'm gonna give you a small break because
I
you're
really
already
don't know
talking 20.
too much about it, to
No,
be
but it
honest.
was really interesting. Where you're going is interesting. So can we cut this?
I can touch base real quick about it.
Okay, because my charger says 10%.
Oh,
So go
that's
ahead.
fine. Um,
My
Bitcoin
batteries.
mining,
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin mining is interesting because you can have, let's say you have 2 Bitcoin. I have a couple analogies. Don't judge me. uh, I'll go with the first one. So it's like you own Pepsi, you own Coca Cola. Let's say you
Okay.
own Coca Cola, right? So when you own the whole company, that's like, let's say you have 1 Bitcoin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coca Cola is Bitcoin. So that's my analogy. But then when you go sell your Coca Cola,
Uh-huh.
you can sell it in bulk, right? With like
Mm-hmm.
100 liters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of 100 individual liters. Or you can sell it in cans, or, okay, here's a good one. You can sell it in cans, like a 24 pack, right? Or you can sell it in a 12 pack, or you can sell it in single cans. So if you were to sell in single cans, you'd make a lot more money, right? Versus buying, just like when you go to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
If you buy, um, what is it? Anything. Let's say you buy a can of pop. It's it's $1, right? But let's say you buy a 12 pack. It wouldn't be twelve
$12 is
dollars.
three
It'd be
something.
like $9, $8,
It's
and
actually
you'd.
three
Well, I'm
something.
just saying, you'd
Yeah.
save $3, $4 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
right? The more you buy, the more you save, right?
Mm-hmm.
So same thing. It's like you're you're cutting it out. Like, get what I'm saying?